Here's a different kind of question. Again, it's cool that questions are in totally different directions. Did so said, I don't want to sound ignorant, but I am dying to know, where are the 12 disciples now, according to the Bible? So I guess that's a question of like, I'm assuming it is of like, do you go into a sleep or are you with the Lord? I guess it's that. But Anthony, where do you think the 12 disciples are right this second?
They are with Christ, and Paul himself actually
All
addressed
12?
that when.
All 12?
Oh yeah. Well, it depends what you mean by the 12. Obviously, the term 12.
Oh, every last one of the original 12 disciples is with Jesus right now. Is that Anthony Rogers' firm position?
So the term, the 12, comes to be a technical term just to refer to the band of disciples. But of course, Judas was destined to destruction, right? He's referred to as the son of perdition, the one that was marked out for that, and even foretold in the Psalms. So Jesus, according to John 6, called him a devil even before he apostatized. John 13 tells us that Judas was, secretly sticking his hand in the money bag all along, even though the other disciples were ignorant. And of course, he betrayed the Lord Jesus. You know, it's interesting in all references to Judas. It never mentions Judas without saying the one who betrayed him, right? Of course, there's another Judas he's being distinguished from, but how would you like having your name in the Bible and it's always associated with this lowest of all, possible sins?
We should start branding people like that.
Yeah, like
Hold on.
like Hader would.
Yeah,
Right?
Hater would. That's funny because Sam started doing that because in case anyone doesn't go on Sam's live streams, which is most people, because most people would be bored to death on Sam's live stream.
Right.
But I would just go over there and troll, and I'd make some slick comment, and then I'd leave. And he would call me Haterwood, the dictator, blah, blah, blah. But then I started noticing everywhere people are calling me Haterwood. And so that's like Sam's like 30 fans. They all run around calling me Haterwood now. So you can brand people like that.
Yeah. So we actually got sidetracked, but so Jesus, first of all, said to the thief on his right, remember, in Luke 23:43, he said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." And then in verse 46, Jesus said, "Father, into your hand I commit my spirit." So there you have an indication that the righteous who die go to be with the Lord. Stephen in Acts chapter 7 said, as he was about to die, when they were about to stone him, he said he saw the heavens opened, he saw Jesus there standing at the right hand of God, and he said, "Forgive them, Lord," right? And then he said, "Receive my spirit." So Stephen fully expected for his spirit to be received by the Lord Jesus. And that's basically Old Testament teaching as well. Ecclesiastes 12:7 says the body returns to the dust, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. But I mentioned Paul, and that's because Paul said in Philippians 1, he's dealing with the issue of the prospect of his death, which was always a possibility in terms of outward circumstances. People wanted to kill him. And he's looking at these alternatives. Well, do I live or die? Which do I choose? Which do I want? And he said, both have their advantages, right? If I remain on in the flesh, it means more service to Christ, greater benefit to his church. But if I die, it means going to be in the presence of Christ. And so he says, for to me, to live is Christ, to die is gain. But if I am to live on in the flesh, this will mean fruitful labor for me. And I do not know which to choose, but I am hard pressed from both directions, having the desire to depart and be with Christ, for that is very much better. Yet to remain on in the flesh is more necessary for your sake. And so then Paul goes on. So Paul made it very clear that if he died, he would depart to be with Christ. And you have this all over the New Testament. It's remarkable to me how Unitarians that I've been interacting with just, balk at this idea because, again, I mean, it's so frequent. In Revelation 5, for example, one last example, you have the souls of those who were beheaded for their testimony to the Lord Jesus, and they're crying out in heaven, right? They're crying out saying, "How long, holy and true, Lord, holy and true, until you avenge our blood?" So the martyred saints are crying out for vengeance. Again, I mean, the idea that people cease to exist isn't found in the Bible. It does use the term sleep, but notice it's not. It's only talking about the righteous, and the idea is that they are at rest, right? Their bodies are interred in the ground, like a person sleeping, and they also are resting from their labors, their toils in this world, but they're at peace with Christ and experiencing the joy of Christ.
All right, Ditto. Hope that answers the question. And this is actually perfect because earlier I mentioned that people don't always know when we're joking, and then so